10 miles north of Cokeville, Wyoming, the river turns west and enters into Idaho. Return irrigation flows and inputs from the Smiths Fork and the Thomas Fork add volume to the Bear River.
Monumental event. This is the fastest current I've seen in 2 weeks. Feels like I'm cruising.
River flows were at 163 cubic feet per second, and it was my goal to make 50 miles in 4 days from the border to the town of Dingle, Idaho. Yesterday was quite an eventful day. I got a couple of holes in one of my tubes on my boat and had to patch that, and had a bull that wasn't too happy with me, and came over to see what was going on, and that was a little exciting, got me motivated to get it fixed and going as fast as I could. And then I got back to camp and cooked dinner to an amazing light show. The evening sky was absolutely incredible, and then right as I was finishing up, I got a little bit of rain, and then the lightning came. I had one really close call with lightning. Scared me so much that I jumped in my truck and drove to Pegram and slept in my truck, because where I'm camped is on an exposed ridge, and it was just a little too close for comfort. Thursday, August 11th, and unfortunately the patch job I did yesterday didn't work. It's not holding air. So I've got to tear the boat apart and try to patch it from inside. I drove across the Bear Lake Plateau on the way back to my parents' house to repair the boat, and enlisted the expert help of 2 boat repair technicians.
Yep.
And who's your favorite uncle?
Maybe all of them. Oh, crap. That part's getting in the way. This is hard. Maybe Grandpa could do it. It was kind of tricky for me, but
we fixed the boat.
Yep.
With help from my nieces and the boat now repaired, I headed back to Pegram and floated to Dingle. The riparian habitat and oxbow sloughs in this landscape are adjacent to flooded hay meadows and pastures that work together and support wildlife and the ranching economy of the area. Landowners take great pride in the stewardship and management of their lands, and for a wildlife biologist, it was great to see the compatibility of agricultural land use and wildlife diversity. I saw most of the same species in this section of river as I did in the Cokeville Meadows National Wildlife Refuge, and added a few more to the list, such as trumpeter swan and black-crowned night heron.
Oh, a night heron. Oh, that's a black-crowned night heron. That's cool.
Between wildlife observations, I'd see how close I could get to carp that were feeding in the mudflats, and have conversations with my captive audience.
What you guys doing? Watching the spectacle? Yeah? Fair enough.
For the most part, around every bend in the river was something that captured my attention.
This is a stand of cottonwoods, the only stand of cottonwoods for quite a ways. And there's an eagle nest in here. I don't know if it's active or not, but I've seen a few eagles in this area, so I'm gonna check it out and see if I can see. Actually, I can see an adult that just took off. So they've fledged because the juvenile is in a limb right over here, and the nest is up in the crux of that tree. Great day. Saw bald eagle nest, adult and young, and then saw at least three night herons, which is cool. This is Rocky Point area, and getting into the hawthorn, the big hawthorn patch, which is pretty cool. Some right against the river, but mostly in the pastures adjacent. There's 3 conservation easements in this general area, 2 of which are specifically for the migration corridor, and 1 is with NRCS.
Rocky Point is a mule deer migration pinch point that is of western regional significance.
It is the location of proposed wildlife underpasses to get there safely across Highway 30 during their seasonal migration to and from winter range on the Bear Lake Plateau. West of Rocky Point, the river enters into the Bear Lake Valley near the town of Dingle, Idaho. Riparian and wetland habitat in this area is composed of cottonwoods, willows, red osier dogwood, and hawthorns. Structure, complexity, and patch size are ingredients for wildlife habitat. I observed raccoons, beaver, mink, muskrats, deer, elk, and moose in a 10-mile stretch of river.
Wow, them some active beavers. They've been using rocks to enhance their dam.
I think there's an elk calf calling right over here. As I came around the corner, I flushed a bunch of geese and used that as cover for my oar strokes to get closer.
Yep, there's the elk calves way down there.
I drifted to within 50 yards of a big cow who noticed me and set off the alarm. I was in the middle of a herd of about 40 cows and calves and could hear them running across the river in front of me.
Big herd. Was really cool.
I met my goal and made it from the Idaho-Wyoming border to Stewart Dam near Dingle in 4 days. It was the most progress I'd made since this project started. I saw a lot of wildlife and floated through productive, well-managed ranches and met with several ranchers along the way.
That is a good mama duck. Her brood just went up in the willows right up to her, and she's luring me away.
Just before sunset, I made it to Stewart Dam, which is where the Bear River is diverted into Bear Lake.